Hi, this is Nanette Hosenfeld with the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Thursday, June 18th, 2020. Looking at fire potential impacts for today, nothing too exciting going on for the next few days. We will be seeing some gradual drying and warming. We'll get up to seasonal temperatures in the next few days, and we're not looking at any lightning and only light to moderate afternoon winds. Over the past 24 hours, we did have quite a bit of precipitation across eastern Idaho and western Wyoming. You can see one report there from a station reporting 3/4 of an inch. So pretty wet across the eastern part of Idaho. Not too much lightning associated with those storms, as you can see from that lightning map on the right. Fire activity is still pretty slow across the Great Basin. We just picked up a few new fires yesterday. Taking a look at 2-week precipitation across the Great Basin, there's a pretty big difference moving north to south across the area as far as how much precipitation has fallen. You can see it's been pretty wet across the north with above normal precipitation. And that changes dramatically as you move to the south and west with parts of southern Nevada and southwestern Utah really seeing no precipitation over the past 2 weeks. We had some wind problems yesterday, which is why not all of the points are showing up on the map, but you can see similar to that gradient in precipitation, we also have an ERC gradient, if you will. You can see further north, the ERCs are generally below the 50th percentile and dropping, and if you move to the south, those ERCs increase pretty dramatically with stations in the orange and red category. Continuing to look at the ERCs, you can see GB3. Again, really low ERCs, well below normal, and they plummeted with the cool weather that we saw recently. Looking at GB27, dipped down briefly, but beginning to recover, and looking at above normal ERCs. If we take a look at the live fuel moisture, the site in northern Nevada, you can see is above normal, and then as we move west, the sagebrush moisture is below normal in western Nevada. And then finally looking at central Utah, right around normal. So again, a pretty big difference across the Great Basin depending on where you are. But in general, moistures are lower across the south. A satellite this morning shows pretty nice day across the area. Clear skies across most areas. So looking at today, pretty quiet weather day, mostly dry conditions. You can see again on our significant fire potential map, really green up north and much drier down south. Looking at the weather in more detail today, we're looking at a pretty cool day. Again, temperatures still below normal across the area, and wind gusts, which are on the right, will be pretty light for most of the day. Relative humidities will be in the single digits across much of the southern part of the Great Basin. As we move into Friday, we begin to see high pressure build across the Great Basin. That building high pressure will lead to a warming trend, the beginning of a warming trend across the area. So looking at a few degrees in warming moving into Friday. Again, really light winds and low relative humidities across the central and southern part of the Great Basin. As we move into Saturday, we see some moisture move across the northern part of the area. Not much in the way of precipitation from that, but continuing to see a warming trend into Saturday. You can see the temperatures on Saturday jump about 10 degrees. So starting to see that warming trend in earnest. Looks like we'll be breaking 100 further south across the Great Basin. So starting to warm by this weekend. And again, mostly light winds across the area. And again, lowest relative humidities across the central and southern portions of the Great Basin. Over the next 3 days, really not much in the way of precipitation accumulation. As we move into Sunday, continuing to see high pressure build across the area, we will continue to see a gradual warming of temperatures with dry conditions. As we move into Monday, we look at some even drier air making its way into the Great Basin, starting to see temperatures start to reach above normal levels on Monday, and then moving into Tuesday and Wednesday, looking at continued warming. There is a potential for some moisture across the far northern part of the Great Basin on Wednesday. We could see some showers and thunderstorms from that, but it's far enough away in the forecast that it's likely to change before Wednesday. In the 7-day period, it looks really quite dry across the Great Basin. The Climate Protection Center is calling for above normal temperatures across the entire area in the 8 to 14 day period, and above normal precipitation across the northwestern portion of the Great Basin in that same period. So that's it. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us. Our information is on the screen, and you can also find us on Twitter. Thanks.